Hey home cooks, I haven't seen you in a while. I'm sorry about that. Let me take a moment to explain myself. If you might notice, I'm in a different location. That's because I moved, and that took up a lot of my time, and I kind of got out of the habit of making videos, and I procrastinated a lot, and that is the reason for my hiatus. But I'm hoping to get back into the swing now. I think I said that in the last video, and I'm sorry that it didn't come through. But I had made a video before I moved, and I just never finished it, and that's what you're about to watch, and it is how to make an easy weekday chicken dinner, and I hope you like it. I like to make this dish a lot because it's really quick, it's easy, it's got a lot of flavor, it's relatively healthy, and what more could you really ask for? So I'm going to show you how to make it. The first thing you're going to want to do is line a baking sheet with some foil. Now you're going to want to start working on the Brussels sprouts. The first thing I like to do with them is cut off like the kind of woody, harder end bit off the Brussels sprout because I don't think it's very fun to eat. Now with the Brussels sprouts, you're going to either want to cut them in half or in quarters. I cut them in half. It doesn't really matter. The main thing is you don't want to leave them whole because I find that it makes it more difficult for the inside of the Brussels sprout to cook, and it kind of stays hard. After cutting the Brussels sprouts, you can go ahead and throw them right onto the baking sheet. Now you're going to want to make a spice rub for the chicken. For my spice mix, I like to mix together salt, pepper, onion powder, paprika, cayenne pepper, and thyme. Now you can go ahead and start prepping the chicken. The first thing you want to do is dry the chicken with paper towels. It's also a good idea to cut off any excess skin or fat that's on the chicken. Now you can go ahead and sprinkle your spice rub all over the chicken. You're going to want to make sure you get it on both sides of the chicken and also try to get some seasoning under the skin as well. We can also season our Brussels sprouts at this time with some salt and pepper and also drizzle some olive oil onto them. Before you put it in the oven, you're going to want to sear your chicken in a pan to make sure you get the most flavor out of it. So put about a tablespoon of butter and some olive oil into a hot pan, and once everything is melted and hot, go ahead and lay your chicken in skin side down. Once the skin is nicely golden brown, go ahead and flip it over and get a nice sear on the other side. While the chicken is searing on the other side, you're going to go ahead and throw in some garlic cloves and let them fry a little bit in your butter and olive oil. And then use the garlic-infused butter and olive oil to baste the skin of your chicken. Once you've got a good sear on your chicken and you've thoroughly basted it, you're going to want to take it out of the pan and put it right on your baking sheet next to your Brussels sprouts. Then, and this is really important, you want to take all that leftover goodness you've got in the pan and drizzle it all over your Brussels sprouts. That's going to really improve the flavor of the Brussels sprouts and also give them the flavor that you've put into the chicken, so it really brings the whole dish together. Now you can take the whole pan and put it into a 425-degree oven for about 30 to 40 minutes. And if your oven is a big piece of junk like mine and heats unevenly, you might want to flip your pan halfway through cooking. But you shouldn't have to flip the chicken. You want the skin to always be up so it gets nice and crispy in the oven, even crispier than you got it in the pan when you seared it. And there you have it, a simple chicken dinner. As always, let's take a bite. The chicken is really nicely seasoned, it's nice and tender, the skin is nice and crispy. I think that's really good. I'm going to go ahead and take a bite of one of the Brussels sprouts too. Yeah, the Brussels sprouts, they really absorb a lot of the flavor from the chicken, and I think when you cook them like this, it really brings it up to a whole new level. It's really good. I'll be making for yourself and enjoy, and if you enjoyed this video, remember to subscribe for new Gregcipes every week. Now with the Brussels sprouts, you're gonna want to cut them in either put the butter in one side and put the chicken in the other side. You don't want them to touch. So add it about and try to get some. I said also in as well. I sound like an idiot. I forgot to say put the chicken on the pan skin side up. Ah!
Alright guys, so I know that you guys just watched Greg's video on making an easy chicken dinner. I don't know what he called it. But you don't understand. These are the best freaking Brussels sprouts I've ever had. You need to make this recipe so you can see what I'm talking about. You just need to try it.